Dragon Ball. If you clicked on this video, you probably have played a game or two involving this massive IP. But have you played every game?
What about these broke fucks like me? I'm not Slavix. I don't 14-star units in one video. I'm not Diddy Sauce.
Today I'll be ranking all the modern Dragon Ball games, and when I mean modern, I mean PS era to current gen, because for right now, I will not be ranking games like this. Also keep in mind that these rankings are my opinion. With that being said, sit back, enjoy, and please consider sharing your comment with your own ranking and opinions. Let's begin. Starting strong, we have Dragon Ball FighterZ. Back in 2018, when this dropped, the entire internet basically exploded. Arc System Works, the people behind Guilty Gear and BlazBlue said, what if we take Dragon Ball and combine it with Marvel vs. Capcom? And they actually did it. Too bad Marvel vs. Capcom didn't survive after this game dropped. FighterZ was the first modern Dragon Ball game to bring back real competitive play in the Dragon Ball IP. Tournaments were packed, we had crazy matches like Sonic Fox vs. Goichi. The game literally brought in fighting game players, while also bringing in players like me who have never played a fighting game before.
He was ready for it. He brings them up. This is it. Drop them. Keep it simple. There it is. Goichi, your Dragon Ball FighterZ 2019 EVO champion.
Dragon Ball FighterZ is a 3v3 tag fighter with some of the cleanest animations ever put in a Dragon Ball title. Combos are simple but satisfying. The supers are pure cinema. Every character feels unique, even if half the roster is a version of Goku with slightly different hair colors.
Shut up and take my money.
Now, let's not beat around the bush. This game has had many, and I mean many balancing issues throughout the years. The most recent patch is no exception, but Arc System has always found ways to make people come back to the game feeling fresh and new. This game has helped a lot of content creators like Dada Doya become big, and has left some of the funniest clips in gaming history.
Crack that screen just a little more, just one more. Give me something I know I want to see. I know that. I know what's coming. Let's go. You already know who it is. You knew it was coming. They said it was impossible. They said he shared moves with Gogeta Blue, but it's a GT season.
I need you to go like, comment, subscribe, and turn the post notification bell on, and let's get into these matches. Let me take this fellow money. Y'all niggas are stupid. Y'all made me lose money. Y'all fucking suck. That's why France washed y'all.
You're so worried about another man. Where's your top 8, lil bro? Top 32? The fuck? My dog could get top 32.
I must protect my drip by any means necessary.
Your turn is on fire.
Dress for less, you son of a bitch.
With the recent news of Daima Goku joining the roster, I'm reminded of how much people love this game. Some would say this game is about to little bro a certain other game. So for me, FighterZ is an easy S tier. While the game has had many balancing issues, Arc System perfectly executed a 2D Dragon Ball fighting game with amazing animations that to this day still hold up. This is probably the most well-received game in the Dragon Ball community. Since we started with Peak, I think it's only right to move on to this game. I'll keep this short since we all know how much a failure this game is. Dragon Ball The Breakers is a slasher game similar to Dead by Daylight, but instead of keeping all the good elements from the game, they only took all the bad stuff while also adding a gacha system to it. You heard me, a gacha system in a game you already have to spend money on to own. Many would agree that this game feels more like a DLC for Xenoverse than its own game, but in my opinion, that's just more disrespectful to Xenoverse than anything. The servers were terrible, and don't get me started with the matchmaking. And the progression system was so terrible. It promoted you to gamble and pop on the gacha system even more. This game feels more like a tax write-off than anything else, and it's why it belongs in the trash tier. I will still appreciate the many clips this game has brought, with Iron playing this trash game.
Let's fucking fight, please! Oh, is he coming in? Is he actually fucking coming in?
Next up, we got Dragon Ball Legends. These gacha games make Bandai way too much money for me to not talk about them. These gacha games are also extremely popular in the Dragon Ball community. Legends is basically cards plus tapping, plus dodging, plus Rising Rush, plus your opponent guesses you, plus you spike your phone and turn off the game.
Green card like that, long animation, so this is what could happen.
This game has so many mixed reviews. You could easily find someone talking about the downfall of Legends, but I don't see too many people talk about the two major issues I have with the game, which one, this game fails to be a mobile game. I think of mobile games as a game I could sit down and relax and not have to look and stare at the screen all day, but this game makes you lock in way too much, even in the PvE content, if you could say this game has PvE content. And this game is so anti-beginner friendly, from having you learn all the timing to catch an opponent for a combo and all the other tech, from having you re-roll thousands of times just to get 1/3 of the equip being good. Don't have a good bench for your team because you lack Zenkais? It will take about a month for you to fully Zenkai just one character, or you could cough up those crystals to get the Zenkais faster.
What the hell is this?
And now with the somewhat new supporter function being added, Legends just feels like one of those bad gacha games that has to lock everything behind a paywall. And don't get me started with the Ultra banners. So with that in mind, I'm placing Legends in C tier. This game has great models and animations, but it fails to be what it is, which it's a mobile game. And it's too anti-beginner friendly. I will say the game overall seems to give its players a free dash pass to anger management class.
Oh man, dude. Hey, he only won, she only won because she rushed. Let's be honest though. Because she rushed. That's the only reason why she won. Let's say it how it is, bro. Let's say it like it is.
Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle.
Dokkan launched in 2015. You heard that right, this game is older than the kids getting groomed on Roblox. Bandai never thought this game was going to succeed, but here we are still giving tons of cash over these 10 years. The gameplay can be easily summed up with match that color, but this game evolved into something more. This game has some of the cleanest animations in the entirety of the Dragon Ball IP, while also making some of the coolest original animations ever thought of. Now, I have a confession. I'm extremely biased towards Dokkan. I mean, almost all my videos have some sort of Dokkan music in it. I nearly have every unit in the game, and my power level is over 3 mil. With that in mind, I'm going to put Dokkan at A tier. I know I'm going to make a lot of people upset because there's a lot of arguments between Legends and Dokkan, but hear me out. Let me make these 2 points to compare these two gacha games. Let's look at all the negative things I said about Legends and let's apply that to Dokkan. I did mention that Legends fails to be a mobile game. The same cannot be said about Dokkan. Dokkan is a very simplistic game that you can autoplay. I will admit you weren't able to autoplay it in the beginning of the game's launch. But to be fair, it's very easy to grind everything. You don't have to focus on the screen at all. It's very chill. You just grind the link levels, do whatever you want. I did say Legends is very anti-beginner friendly, and honestly the same could be said about Dokkan, but I think it's for a different reason. There's just too much content in the game, and I'm not saying they should remove the content, but I think they should do a better way explaining to new players what content they should be doing. because they could just, new players might just drop into a red zone with like their SSRs and they get one-shotted and they just uninstall the game because they have no idea what they should be doing. But once new players pass the first couple of hurdles, almost everything in the game is kind of just unlocked to you. You're not really restricted, you're not really time gated either. Unlike Legends and their Zenkai Awakening, you don't really see Dokkan putting their Easy A's behind a paywall. And you know what? Speaking of that, I always see people arguing that Legends has like better rates or it gives you more crystals. I'm sorry, you cannot be defending that crap. You know what? I'm gonna put pictures up of these two different banners, and if you're able to tell me why I put these banners up on screen, you deserve a medal. Because overall, I'm just gonna say Legends is the stingiest. They suck. They fucking suck. And also, you know what? I'll give you guys a hint just in case. If you played during, what was it, the 5th anniversary, I will say there was a certain unit that dropped in the beginning of that year that should have dropped on the anniversary banner. But instead they put the fucker on a different banner. You don't see Dokkan doing that. The Gammas drop and they bring them back just for anniversary. Now, I might be like stumbling in my words and all this, but you know what, guys? I want you guys to know, I don't do takes. I might do a take or two. I cough a lot. I think I might be developing asthma, but I want you guys to understand where I'm coming from. But I despise Legends. Hell, I'll even make a video of me raging on it if you want me to as well. But no filter here. Dokkan is like 1,000 leagues better than Legends. I'm sorry, you cannot be defending Legends. It's fucking dog shit. And it blows my mind. This is like the worst year Legends has ever had. And people are still like coping. It's like, maybe they might do something for Legends Fest, but it's dog shit. I'm sorry, like, you know what? I'll end it there for right now. But if you want, I can either make a whole video about Dokkan versus Legends, or I can make a video of me playing Legends. Because honestly, someone's probably in the comments saying, "Oh, he's just saying that because he never plays Legends." I play Legends. I'll make a whole video. I have like most of the recent characters. Hell, I even have Metal Cooler. Like, like hell. If you guys know anything about Metal Cooler that just dropped in Legends a couple months ago, come on, like, let's be fucking real. Legends is dog shit. Okay, you know what? I keep rambling and rambling and rambling. Let's just move on to the next game. Chala, head chala. I obviously don't own the rights to this song. Let's talk about Dragon Ball Kakarot. I'll keep this segment short because of a certain ramble I had earlier. But Dragon Ball Kakarot is pretty much just the story of Dragon Ball. It just recreates the whole thing with amazing, like, top tier graphics. The graphics in this game are leagues better than any other game in this video. But even with that, I will say the game is pretty simplistic. It's not complex at all. A lot of people did complain about the base game not having like an end game. I kind of never figured this game would have an end game. It's just recreating the story of Dragon Ball. The DLC in this game, people did not think the DLC would pop up as much as it did. The first DLCs were pretty mid, if you can even say that. The Future Trunks saga was peak. It was fucking peak, I will say that. This game gave the Goku versus Piccolo Jr. fight the respect it needed, and with every other DLC since the Future Trunks DLC, it's been peak. Like, there's not much to say. It's just the cutscenes are peak, and it's worth watching them. Like I said, there's not much to say about this game, so a lot of people might be conflicted with me putting it at Z tier. I mean, there's not much negative about it. I mean, people can argue that there's not much of an end game, but this is a perfect game for your friends to play that have never watched Dragon Ball, and they can pretty much understand everything about Dragon Ball from just playing this game. This is a great way for people to be introduced into the game. Because to be fair, I think this game is a lot better to introduce people into Dragon Ball than, let's say, like Budokai 3. Because I'm not sure about you guys, but I do have friends that have like never played or watched Dragon Ball, but they play Budokai, or they only watch Xenoverse. One of my closest friends has never watched Dragon Ball, but he's played Xenoverse. And I'm just gonna say that his understanding of Dragon Ball is so terrible because of that game.
Attention, all Proud Warriors. Have you ever considered joining Time Patrol as a Time Patrol?
Damn, this game is old as fuck too. Xenoverse 2 is an arena fighter with RPG mechanics. This game remains unrivaled with its CAC feature with its mini skills and builds. The customization though needs a little work. This is the one game that people would agree needs work with its character models and graphics, but to be fair, this game dropped in 2016, but at the same time, they won't make Xenoverse 3, but I'm not sure if I should take points off for something so specific. The base game story needed a lot of work, but the majority of the DLC's what ifs and scenarios are amazing. The devs must be doing something right for this game to still be alive. And hell, it's the one game that seems to get me views. You should like and subscribe. I have actually never touched a PvP in the game, but on one side I see people who get addicted and appreciate it, and on the other side I see a lot of people that complain about the cheese, and hell, the cheese in this game can be a little insane. I will be placing Xenoverse 2 in A tier. It might not feel right, but this game is still alive for a reason. With its CAC features and its mini skills and loyal community, I feel placing it here. Sparking Zero is B tier. I'm not gonna give it much thought this time. I've already made rant videos on it. It's straight up B tier. Unreal Engine 4 slop. Let's move on to the next game.
Dragon Ball Genshin Squadra.
I'm not sure how I should rank Squadra since it's still relatively new. I'm trying to think right now. Oh shit! Toppo wearing a suit? Instant Z tier!